are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Amen. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Trying to figure that out. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So starting off, where are you originally from?
Originally from Michigan, Detroit area, right outside of Detroit, about an hour and a half outside of it, maybe like more Waterford area, if that makes any sense. But now I live in Tampa.
I seen. So you grew up in Detroit, Michigan.
Yes, Detroit. Yeah. So I moved to Tampa when I was 16, actually 2 days before I turned 16.
Was there a specific reason why you made the big move?
Yeah, so I came down here for AllStar cheerleading. I was an AllStar cheerleader. And the team that I was on up there would come down here for different competitions and different tournaments and stuff. And I met my cousin down here who was on a team as well. And she was like, hey, we need a flyer. We need someone to come down. So I came down and started, I was on her team for a while and then kind of just stayed and got stuck here. And my mom moved down with me. So it was great.
And you never went back?
Never went back. I go back a lot. I go back all the time to see my dad and my friends and stuff, but here's my home now.
How did you get into cheerleading?
I was a cheerleader when I was really young. My two brothers played ice hockey, and there was one other sister on my brother's hockey team that we used to just stand in the stands, and we used to just cheer for the team. And so our parents kind of both looked at us like, you guys want to be cheerleaders? So they took us and let us try out for a team, and I picked up on it super fast. So ever since then, I don't remember what age I was, but it was I was young. And then ever since then, I think I was in cheerleading for maybe 10 years, 10, 12 years.
Was it Brandon AllStars?
It was, yeah. Do you know that team?
So how was that experience for you joining Brandon AllStars?
It was crazy. So I came from, like I said, a team in Michigan who we would make it to Worlds, which is the cheerleading's biggest competition. We would make it there, and it was fun. We wouldn't ever really place. We would do really well. We just wouldn't place in Worlds. And then when I got the opportunity to come to Brandon, it was amazing. Like, the whole program was awesome. It was beautiful. The gym was beautiful. The people were amazing. I came in, everyone made me feel right at home, and it was crazy. My first competition, I think I threw up backstage. I was so nervous because the entire crowd was like cheering for us, and we experienced that, but not like people from other teams coming to watch you perform like they do at Brandon AllStar. So it was crazy. It was so much fun, though. I had a blast there.
So you moved to Michigan to Florida, and what happens to your life once you move to Florida with cheerleading?
It got really big. I started cheering a lot more. I was on a more competitive team, I guess you could say. So I was in the gym a lot. I was in the gym like almost every day, just training and trying to get better for my team and for everything else. And then competition-wise, we traveled a lot with Brandon AllStars, and it was a lot of fun. It was kind of crazy. My life just kind of changed in that sense, and in school sense. I came down here when I was a junior in high school, so I had to make all new friends. And with AllStar cheerleading, you get people that are from all over the city, so no one really went to my school, so it wasn't even like I could transfer friends that way. It was tough. It was tough, but it was a really, really good experience for me, and I absolutely would never change a thing.
How did you get into golfing, Tatianna?
So switching sports, so I went from cheerleading to, I've played ice hockey my entire life growing up as well. And then golf happened about a year and a half ago. It was very recent, yeah. So I obviously swung a club before a year and a half ago, but really actually going to play golf and to like keep my score and to actually try and think about like yardages and what club I should use for what, instead of just having like my dad tell me what to do. That was about a year and a half ago. And since then it's been a crazy year for everyone, but for myself in general, I had surgery on my ankle that I had to recover from. All of COVID happened and everything like that. So it's been a crazy year, but I love golfing now. Now it's like the biggest thing that I do. I don't do anything else during the day. I'm always golfing or working, so that's about it.
So let's rewind a little bit. When you first started golfing, it was your choice. Of course. What made you want to get out there? Was it your dad?
Yeah, a little bit. So my dad and my brothers both golf. They both are all, well, I have two brothers and then my dad. They're all very good at golf, and they pick it up so easily. Everyone in my family picks up sports easily. So when they kind of told me to come out with them and to try and swing a club and stuff, it was more of like I was just out with my dad, you know, nothing crazy. And then when I moved to Florida, I honestly, I don't know what kind of triggered that for me to say, you know, I want to start golfing a lot more. It just kind of happened. It was just like, hey, that was really fun, and I hit that shot really well. Let's see if I can do it again. And if I can do it again, like, now I want to come back, you know, now I want to come back and do it again. So that's kind of, I think, how it happened. I just started to pick up on it pretty well. And when I did, it started to become something that I love to do more and more. And so that's kind of where it all started from, I guess.
Did you ever get a trainer? Because most golfers recommend getting a trainer when starting out.
Yeah, so when I first started, I didn't. When I first started, I was just kind of going with some of my friends and my brother as well. My brother's down here now too. The training aspect of it has been crazy as well this last couple of months, actually. So you know, not to toot my own horn here for a second, but I picked up on it really quickly, golf really fast. So when I started putting my videos and stuff on Instagram and started kind of like showing people and you know, talking about it with different people, they were like, hold on a second, like, you know, you have a pretty good swing. Like, do you train with people? And I'm like, no, I just go out for fun. I watch videos, you know, of other people. And then I say, okay, well, this is where their hand should be, so this is where my hand should be, you know. And so I kind of did it in that sense. And then I was actually at a hockey tournament, and I met the director of Saddlebrook, which is also a golf school. It's a resort property that has a golf school on it. And he was on my hockey team, and he was like, yeah, you know, I'll introduce you to the golf director. So I went and I you know, got introduced to them, and his name's Kyle, and he introduced me to a coach that I started training with now at Saddlebrook. So yes, now I do have a trainer, a coach that I work with actually like 4, 5, 6 days a week. So yeah, we train a lot.
What's your favorite club?
Favorite club, I would have to say, is probably my 6-iron. For a while, I was golfing a while with my mom's old clubs. And so I had everything from a pitching wedge to a 6-iron, and then it stopped, and then I had my driver. And so I had to learn how to hit my 6-iron like a hybrid or something that would take, you know, it would go farther than what an iron normally would. It was really weird, but the 6-iron has been probably my favorite club since I started golfing. I couldn't tell you why. It just is one that I hit really well, and I like the sound of it when you hit it.
How do you stay focused through long rounds, Tatianna?
So I used to, you know, it's kind of tough. Like, it depends on who you go with. Obviously, if I'm out with my coach, he's the one that actually, like, you know, Tatianna, stop goofing around. Let's focus on it a little bit more. But if I'm just out with my friends and we're having a good time, you know, music helps a lot. We kind of just get in the zone with that. I actually just started taking some different supplements that have helped a lot as well. Those have like focus and energy stuff in it as well, and that's kind of what has really got me dialed into the game when I do go. So that's normally what I do now.
Which supplements do you use?
It's called Fit4. It's a golf. They kind of incorporated golf into a supplement thing. So it's a lot for like energy and focus and recovery. Those are the top 3 that I use from them.
Okay, awesome. And your attire when golfing, what do you prefer when you golf?
Yeah, so it's kind of a funny story. I have a really hard time finding women's golf clothes that are not old lady golf clothes. If that makes any sense. You get all the floral and all the crazy like flowery and it's just all over the place with some women's golf clothes, and the skirts that go down to your knees and that kind of stuff. And so you look like an old lady out there. So you know, I have a hard time actually trying to find it. So a lot of what I do actually is just finding like different running skirts. Like I got a lot of stuff from Lululemon that I use, like different skirts and tennis skirts and stuff like that. My favorite golf company is Puma. They make all of my shirts and stuff that I wear. I wear a lot of Puma shirts. But yeah, I mean, I actually kind of was have a little business inquiry about starting some women's golf clothes, and hopefully that'll take off soon. But that is kind of in the works and just an idea at the moment. But yeah, it's kind of hard to find. It really is. It's all just like the tank tops, the cutoff sleeves that you wear, and different kind of dresses and stuff. But it's hard to find a specific store that sells it. It's always like you find something here and there, and then you got to try and put it together, sort of thing too. So.
What do you think about gloves? Do you like wearing gloves out?
I do, yeah. So I actually just started wearing a tailor-made glove. I just had someone send me a G4 glove as well, and I'm going to try that one out the next time I go. But as far as gloves, I used to not like it for whatever reason, and it was actually my coach that put me in a glove, and he was like, no, you got to wear it. And I was like, okay. So started wearing one, and I like it. I think it helps my grip. It makes it feel a lot more comfortable when I am golfing too.
What's your favorite food? I'm curious.
Favorite food? I'm kind of, I like steak, but my favorite like meal, if you would say, is I like going to the Japanese places and having them cook in front of you and then getting like one thing at a time. You can snack on your rice while they're cooking everything else. I like that.
And I have a question going back. Playing hockey, you actually played hockey? I've seen pictures.
Yes. Yeah. So another story of us being at the hockey rink with my mom is I was sitting there watching figure skaters one time, and my mom was like, oh my gosh, do you want to do that? And I looked at her like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to play hockey like my brothers. So of course, as soon as my dad heard that, he was like, all right, put her on skates. We're going to put her in equipment. We're going to do it all, go full force. So we did. So he put me on skates and I started skating, and I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with it. I played my entire life growing up and through, played in the Bell Tire organization in Michigan. I played in high school for an adult league. And then when I came down here, I actually met a bunch of players and people that play in Brandon also. And so I play in Brandon as well now, which is an adult league.
Awesome. How can the viewers find you on social media, Tatianna?
My is at Tatianna Clark with 2 Ks. I also have a TikTok that's the same thing. That kind of blew up later, pretty recently as well, so that's kind of fun.
And one last question for you. What can we expect from you this year?
I'm hoping to start playing in tournaments and starting to do some stuff like that. Obviously, COVID kind of put a break on that, and too, like I said, I got my ankle, I had surgery on my ankle as well, so that was kind of tough, and now that we're able to go back on the course and start training again, with this whole COVID thing that's happening, hopefully they start opening some tournaments up and I can start playing in some tournaments. Yeah, thank you so much for having me too. I had a blast.